Okay, we're here with Karl William Lund, head of Eurostarz this evening, here in London's King's Cross. Welcome.
Thank you.
Are you looking forward to the show this evening?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to be asked back. This is the second ever Eurostarz, but now I've got the added pressure of not only performing but hosting as well this year. Had a few tips from Nikki French, who hosted last year's.
Yeah, brilliant. You entered Eurovision You Decide, the UK pre-selection back in 2016, missing out to Joe and Jake. How was that whole experience for you?
It was quite scary. It was the first time I sung on live TV. We had a few sound issues prior to going live and during the show, so that added a lot of pressure. But it was a great experience, and that song was in the public for about a week before we went live, or after a few days.
Yeah.
So it was great to hear people singing along to my lyrics, and it really meant a lot. It was a great experience.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think the songs were released on the radio, I think on the Monday and online, and then the show was on the Saturday.
Saturday was it? Yeah.
But the fans really got behind your song, and I think it later emerged that it was the first year that the UK OGAE fan group were part of the selection process, and I think they were able to choose one of the songs into the final lineup, and it was your song that got chosen by the fans.
That's right.
What does that mean to you?
I think there was a final short list of 24 songs, and the OGAE were invited, and they scored 10, 12 points as you would in Eurovision, and Miracle came top, and I think that more than anything meant so much. It did give me an added pressure prior to the show, because the other five were selected internally by the BBC and BAFTA and the Songwriters Association. But and I think that really boded well for me after this show. I got invited to a lot of the fan events, performed in the OGA Vision contest in Berlin, and I'm still in touch with people in the Eurovision bubble as well. Yeah. So it's been a really great 12 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you've still got that relationship with the fans as well. So you've been invited to a number of these type of events. So the second Eurostars, but also Eurofest, the other monthly night in London. What does it mean to you to perform at those kind of events and to still get that interest from the fans?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I also crowdfunded my album last year, and I think about 70% roughly of the people who contributed were all fans and followers that had gained since the Eurovision experience. So they're a really, really supportive community. They really get behind people within the Eurovision bubble, regardless of whether I made it all the way to the grand final or not. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I've made some really nice friends as well out with the fans, which is an added bonus.
Mm-hmm. And you're a songwriter as well as a performer yourself. Mm-hmm. Would you think of ever trying again, either as a songwriter or as a singer? Would you enter again, either for the UK or elsewhere?
I submitted a song for this year's contest. I haven't really spoken about it much actually, but I submitted it to Ireland, and I was working quite closely with Louis Walsh. He was really interested in the song, and I sent a few mixes back and forth, and I got down to the final 5. So there was me up against the song that won, which was written by Jörgen Olofsson, a Swedish writer, who wrote most of Westlife's original songs, so that's why he had a close relationship already with Louis Walsh. And then the other 3 songs that were submitted were by Diane Warren, who's a really iconic songwriter, Grammy Award winner. And then there was me, so I was very pleased to get down to the final 5. I then submitted that to Azerbaijan, and they offered me a fee for the song, but they wanted me to give up the rights for it. And I wasn't quite prepared to do that. Especially because Eurovision is watched by over 220 million people worldwide, and that could have been a great in terms of royalties. So I wasn't really prepared to do that. But it gave me the indication that this is a decent song, so I'm going to hold on to that for something else. But I've also been writing for other acts as well this year, including Martin Fitch, who represented Poland in 2010, and he was also in the national final this year. So 2 of my songs are on his new album, one of which is going to be the lead single for his album, and apparently he's recording it in 4 different languages.
Wow.
So he's a talented boy.
He is, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I take it you watched the Eurovision this year then?
Yeah, I did. I managed to download it because I've been working away on a cruise ship for the past 7 months. So I downloaded it when I had free Wi-Fi at one of the ports, and then got it on my laptop. Yeah. So it was a very, very fun event. Very fun
so did you have a particular favourite this year?
I had a feeling the Portuguese entry was going to win because it stood out so much. You know, it was a beautiful song. Also, a couple of the songs that I was quite shocked didn't reach the grand final, particularly Finland and Estonia.
Yeah.
They were two of my favourites as well. And I really thought Lucy did an amazing job for the UK. The song, I think, needed a revamp, and the staging was subtle, but it was stunning, it was elegant, and she deserves to get a lot higher, I thought. Yeah.
And I think that's true with the UK at Eurovision over recent years. We've had some great songs, but perhaps the staging hasn't been quite right.
Yeah.
This year, it was a good song, and the staging was exceptional, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So if you were to ever try again from the UK, would you be kind of sort of thinking of that in mind, not only just the song itself, but how it might be staged so that in front of 220 million it can grab people's attention straight away?
Definitely. One of the things that I kind of criticised myself about when I was in the You Decide 2016 was that the performance has to be enough of a blank canvas for people to envision it on a big stage, but still enough of a performance so people could pick up and vote. And I think I would have liked to fought for my own artistic integrity a little bit more and not have the BBC have too much of a say in it. I mean, it was a collaborative effort, but I would have liked to have stuck to my guns a little bit more. But they were said, no, this is your James Bond moment, stand still, look straight into the camera. But because I usually play an instruments as well, I did feel a little bit wooden, static. That's fine, we live and learn.
Yeah. So this evening then on stage, will you have any instruments with you, or?
I'm going to have several costume outfits. I'm going to have props, masks.
A frock change.
I'll be on stilts. You know, I'm going to go all out.
All out staging your own song, why not? Okay, well, we really look forward to hearing the new material tonight and seeing you perform Miracle once again. I hope you have a fantastic show. And just before we go, have you got any other kind of sort of final messages for the readers at ESCBubble.com?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you very much for your ongoing support, the Eurovision fans out there. It means the world, even though I didn't make it all the way last year. I've still been mixing in these circles, and your support means the world. So thank you so much. For those of you coming down tonight, enjoy. We'll have a drink later on.